In this section here, this is over the application problems of some of the techniques that we used in the further sections that we learned about, and that is solving a system of equations in two variables. So let's look at the first problem here. I just kind of clicked on a button up here, starting with button 1 on my web page, which that link can be found on my YouTube channel on the right hand side. You're given $6.15 in nickels and dimes with, and we're not getting the whole thing on the screen over here, so let me move that, with a total of 80 coins. How many coins of each type do you have? And so we're going to need to know how many nickels and how many dimes. Alright, remember when I first learned this, I thought this was a pretty cool problem. So let's get over to the whiteboard. Alright, so here it is. Now we're going to want to know how many nickels and how many dimes. Alright, so we're going to set up an equation that involves the money first. Let's just do that. Okay, and so a nickel is 5 cents, and we're going to let n be the number of nickels, plus a dime is 10 cents, and we're going to let d be the number of dimes, and it's going to total $6.15. Now what I've actually done here is, a nickel is really 0.05 cents, and we could write 0.05 here if we wanted to, but it's easier just to work with integers, okay, or in this case natural numbers. So what I've done is I've just basically multiplied the whole thing by 100 all the way across, and that's the reason the decimal point here gets moved 2 places to the right hand side. Alright, and then the last equation, we are told that the number of nickels plus the number of dimes totals 80. So we've set up our two equations here, and we have two unknowns, and so let's try to find a solution. In other words, let's try to find n and d. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go ahead and just solve for n in this problem here. So n is equal to 80 minus d. I just take d over to the other side. Now it doesn't matter which one of these we work with. I'm just trying to find the easiest way. We could have solved for d if we wanted to. We could have came up here and solved for n or d, but let's do it the easiest way possible here. So we know what n is. It's 80 minus d. So I'm going to substitute this n in for 80 minus d, and so we're going to have 5 times 80 minus d plus 10d is equal to 615. And now what we're going to do is solve for d in this equation right here. So we got 5 times 80 is 0, 4,400 minus 5d plus 10d equals 615. Okay, and we're going to go ahead and rewrite this again, 400, and then we've got minus 5d plus 10d. That's going to be 5d is equal to 615. And now I'm going to go ahead and take that 400 over to the other side, and we have 5d is equal to 615 minus 400. So we get 215, and we multiply both sides by 1/5, and we get 43. So there's 43 dimes. Now to figure out how many nickels there's going to be, just go up here to this guy. N is equal to 80 minus 43, and number of nickels is 37. And that's what we got, 43 dimes and 37 nickels. Alright, so we're solving systems of equations in two variables. Alright, so let's see what we got here. We got Paul must purchase two types of fishing hooks. He has only $14.71. Hook A costs 17 cents and hook B costs 50 cents. He must have a total of 38 hooks, so he must be setting out a trot line or something. How many of each type can he have? Alright, maybe this should say how much of each type can he purchase. But anyway, so let's set up the equations. And this is just like the previous problem, except it's a different scenario going on here. Alright, and let's see. So hook A. So we're just going to call our variable here A. And hook A costs 17 cents. Now remember, I'm going to go ahead and move the decimal place over 2 places to the right. And hook B costs 50 cents. With a total of $14.71. Right, I'm just moving the decimal place over to the right. Right, multiplying through by 100 all the way across what I'm doing. Alright, and so the total number, so the number of hooks of A plus the number of hooks of type B is going to be equal to 38. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and just solve for B in this problem here. 38 minus A. Then I'm going to take B and plug it in up here. So we're going to have 17A plus 50 times 38 minus A is equal to 1471. And then we want to solve for A in this equation. And so we're going to have 17A plus, and then we got 50 times 38 is 1900 minus 50A is equal to 1471. Okay. Making sure I got all that right. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead, let's see, we got 17A minus 50A. So 17 minus 50 is going to be negative 33. So we got 1900 minus 33A is equal to 1471. And solving for A, I'm going to go ahead and take this 1471 over to the left. 33A. So we have 1900 minus 1471, and that gives us 429 is 33. Why did I write an A? 8. That's interesting. Multiply both sides by 1 over 33. Right, we got to get a 1 there in front of that A, and so we got 429 divided by 33, and that leaves us with 13. So we're going to be able to buy 13 hooks of type A. So we're going to go over here and find what B is. 38 minus 13. And what is that going to give us? That'll give us 25. Right, so B is 25. So B is 25 and A is 13. So I'm going to come back up here. B is 25 and A is 13 hooks. So that's what we can purchase with the money that we have, subject to our constraints, which is we can have 38 hooks. Okay. And of course this comes from my web page, 13 of type A and 25 of type B. Alright, so that looks like that worked out. So on all these type of problems here, we're setting up two equations and two unknowns. This is pretty much how you're going to do it.